guess we could
We
just
need
try
to hide
that.
her.
There, she's on mute now. Reese can fix this in editing.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
are we going? We're live.
Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to Get Her Too podcast.
Good to see everyone. It's good to
Yes.
see you.
You too.
We have a cameo appearance by Gunner. We are
Yes.
at Natalie's house today, not at my place with my dog because she had foot surgery. And
Yes.
I call her, what did I call you?
Kim?
Scooter McGee.
Scooter.
Scooter McGee, because she's got one of those knee scooters.
They are awesome. And I just am thankful for an open floor plan in my house and hard surface flooring because I zoom around. I even chase Gunner around the house.
And
Love
your
it.
bedroom's even on the first floor, which is really nice.
Yeah, it is. It's
yeah,
perfect.
You don't realize
Perfect,
how
perfect.
nice that is until you really need it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So we hope that
So
you
nice.
are entering the fall happy and
Yes.
healthy. And we have a great show today.
Yeah.
Do you
We're
wanna-
going to talk about sex, baby. Oh, there's
we
me
are?
singing again.
We're going to talk about sex?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I'm not getting
Okay.
Lori Handlers on here for nothing.
Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready.
So Lori Handlers is a dame. I'm in a dames group with her. It's out of Denver, Colorado. And I met her at the Fun Friends 2 years ago. And she is one a hoot. Loves to dance. She's in her 70s. She just got married 2 years
Did
ago.
you just expose her age on?
Yeah, she said I could.
Okay. Okay.
Mindy. Anyway, and she's just she's written a book. She does amazing workshops, which maybe we should get into a little bit with singles
Definitely.
and couples. And the title of it is, what is it?
Saving couples from extinction.
Yes, yes. Which we'll just see where the conversation goes.
Yeah, I say.
Love marriage, love all of that. And also Mindy and I are sitting here not married.
Yeah. Hey,
So,
that's
but
okay.
we've
learned a lot
ton
from-
from that.
Yes.
Which is some of the stuff that Lori's going to talk about as well.
Right.
So let's bring her
Yeah,
on.
without further ado.
Lori Handlers.
Yay.
Lori, how are you?
Thank you. And yay, dames, a plug for the dames
Yes,
too.
the dames are, it's kind of like your church. Like it's like a breath of fresh air. Do you like that?
No.
Well,
I
I know.
probably, if
I'm
you
more,
said that to me, I wouldn't have joined.
no. I
Bad
mean it.
analogy, Natalie. Bad analogy.
Some people like that. I'm a spiritual person and I
Yeah.
love it because of that feeling that you get that you just do a connection call and it's like, oh my God, I'm so grounded. And I'm so in the room with like-minded women like me that struggle with the same things and we help each other out and support each other. And that is like, that's gold.
Okay, that's great. I never belonged to a church that was like that. So
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
anyway.
Exactly.
But I love the dames. It's great. Also, let me just say I have 2 books.
Okay, perfect.
2 books. Both
Two
books are named the same thing. It's
Okay.
like a series, and the third one is going to come out next year. So they're called Sex and Happiness.
See?
This is the first one. It has glitter on it. Sex
Oh,
and Happiness, the Tantric Laws of Intimacy. And then
Mm.
this one is my second book, Sex and Happiness. It Gets Better with Age.
are those your legs, Lori, on the
No,
cover?
those are not my legs, but
Darn it.
my legs are good. And it was okay that you said how old I am because actually I'm 77.
Oh my
And I feel very proud of being my years and being still in the game. Like
in this sex
this
game.
this book is about being able to still be in the game no matter what.
Hell yeah.
Just because people turn 50 doesn't mean they dry
Oh,
up.
50. Hey, Lori. Now 50 is when it starts.
That's
Like
right.
better chapter.
50's the new
I'm
30.
telling you.
70's the new
That's
50.
right.
That's
Bring
just how
it
is.
on.
So my new topic, but we're not going to talk about my new topic today, but I just came from a stint. I did 5 speaking engagements on the East Coast, and the first one was about women going through peri and menopause. And this is
Huge.
this is my next focus. So you'll have to invite me back because I'm
Yes.
starting to like really address that group, although I've been through it 20 years ago. Still.
Yes. And it is, I'm glad you brought that up and I'm glad you're speaking about it because more and more people are speaking about it. Women are out there suffering. I might have emailed my doctor, not a direct email saying, like, look, you kind of poo-pooed my symptoms and said, basically, just get through it. And I was
No,
like, no, there are so many intelligent, successful women out there. We are struggling. We're getting called into HR departments because we're not acting like we usually act. We're suffering. We're not
that's
sleeping,
right.
which causes depression. Anyway, yes. And that affects your sex life too. Because if you're not getting
So
sleep,
new topic. I'll come back. I love
okay,
to talk
perfect.
about it, but today I want to talk about the other thing women suffer about and men suffer about, which is about finding and keeping love
Yes. Yes.
because it's not easy. And we have all been, you remember Malcolm X used to say, I've been hoodwinked and bamboozled.
Yeah, that's
So
right. That's
we have all been
right.
hoodwinked and bamboozled by Walt Disney.
Oh,
We all think we're going to meet the one and live happily ever
ever after.
after.
Yeah.
And we have no skills. We have nothing
No.
that allows us to think even that we could possibly pull that off. You wouldn't
Lori.
open a business and think you were going to live happily ever after and you don't know
Right.
anything about anything.
Right. Right.
We don't. We don't. But we all, I don't know what you studied. I studied algebra, geometry, earth science, history, geography, social studies. I speak French. I'm studying Spanish, but none of that,
No, not about the psychology of the mind, men, women. Yeah.
nothing set me up to succeed.
Yeah.
So I didn't. And
Nope.
now I am. But I met my husband when I was 67.
So is that your first marriage? Yeah, first marriage.
Wow.
So you
Hell
got
yes.
married at 75? Yeah,
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
that's
That's
awesome.
amazing.
Now, how old is he?
I'm starting a new fad. You were at the conference where I had to skip around the room of 150 women.
Yes.
And
Yep,
that was like
in
my
your
that was
boots.
that was my what do they call those things? That was
Bachelorette.
like a flash mob thing
Uh,
or a mosh pit that
uh,
like the
uh,
women were like
That's
you
great.
were you were
That's
definitely an
great.
inspiration for sure, for sure.
thank
So
you.
some
It
people
was
go ahead. Go,
I
Mindy.
was just going to ask Lori to give our listeners a little information about you before we start getting too far into it, because
sure,
there's a lot of
sure.
people listening who don't know you and don't know your background. And I think that that would really help.
Okay, so I'm not going to go into the really back to,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was an elementary school teacher,
Yeah. Yeah.
really back. I have also been a corporate trainer and
Okay.
organization development person, which would qualify me still to be in the Dames, but that I didn't love those careers. What I love is eliminating shame, fear, and guilt from the fact that we have a body.
Yeah.
We all have a body and it's not a talking head. Like the true north in our body is in the body. It's not like what I think about my body, how it looks, or whether this looks good on me, or I like these. Like what is true is what I'm feeling in any given moment about what's happening or what I'm causing or what I'm creating in the world. So I am a sex educator. I'm an intimacy coach. I coach other people. I have an apprentice program where I teach people how to coach and facilitate people in the area of embodiment, sex, and intimacy. So that's what I do in the world. And I've been doing it for almost 30 years.
Why
Wow.
did you initially get into this line of work? What really got you to say, this is really important?
Well, I knew that it was always important, and my mother wasn't happy about that. Um,
Of course
I
not,
Uh,
huh?
was I was very self-exploratory when I was a little girl. I wanted to know everything about my body. My body felt great. And then when I was in junior high or whatever, high school, I only wanted to be with boys. My hormones were raging and I wanted to
Mm.
explore. And my mother and my grandmother were like, this girl's gonna get in trouble. Watch her like a hawk.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I went to college, so I went to college in 1965, and that was during a big war, and there were, you know, things going on in the streets and people rioting and demonstrating, etc. And I was one of those like let's make love, not war people. And I found that first of all, I had physical sex, like sexual intercourse for the first time when I was 18, and I thought I waited for this.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
What what was I saving? This was terrible. This was like not a
Yeah.
good experience.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I
Most
know I
most
can
people's
speak for
first time. Yeah. You don't really
most
know.
people. It's terrible. It was terrible. And so I knew in my gut that there was something more to it, but that wasn't it.
Hmm.
And so for the first few years, I tried to talk to the people that I selected to have sex with about it. And they were, they were like frat guys. They were like,
I'm, I'm sure that's what they were wanting to talk about.
she's like, this girl is a little cuckoo.
Right. And they don't
And
know much.
Oh, God, no.
so I had this interest and I knew there was more. There had to be more. This was just not, this was not worth waiting for. This was not worth saving anything for. Yet, this
Yeah.
might have been something sacred. This might have been something that, when we think about it, this produces humans, which are a miracle because scientists don't really know how that happens. They tell you what happens.
Right.
A
Right.
sperm fertilizes an egg, but they don't know how to describe this miracle of life that can
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
So in my heart of hearts, I knew there was something more, and I just had to keep tabling it because there was nobody who wanted to talk to me about it. And my
Right.
mother definitely didn't want me to talk to anybody about it, and that was how that went. So roll them forward in 1986. I lived in Boston at the time. I was a subscriber to Yoga Journal, and Yoga Journal came right in the mail, and there was an article about a very famous Tantra teacher named Margot Anand. And I read that article. I still have it. If you look behind me, there's a file cabinet. That article is still in there. I went, this is it. I've been looking for this. Someone knows. Somebody figured this out. It's not just me. There's a whole science and a set of practices that go along with it.
Yeah.
But there was no internet, so I didn't know how to find her.
Right. Go to the library, ask for
Yeah, I did.
content. Can you define that word? Because sometimes
Tantric.
tantric,
Yeah.
because sometimes people do, some of us do know that word and some of us don't.
Mm, it's
Nice
good. It's a
glass,
great.
by the way.
Thank you. So my teacher, who wasn't Margot Anand, I didn't stumble upon her. I found somebody else in 1996. I waited 10 years after the first discovery. And my teacher said Tantra means expansion through awareness. And I remember sitting there going, expand what?
Mhm.
And what awareness of what?
Right.
It just didn't, it didn't do it for me. And so when I started teaching, which was 1999, 2000, when I started teaching Tantra, I had taught many other embodied things before that, but this was when I got into the actual practice of Tantra. I called it transformation through pleasure.
Mm.
And
Okay.
people went, oh, I get that. I can see that. So the thing about it is, when you focus on pleasure, everything that isn't pleasure will come up to be dealt with. Everything. So then what happens is one expands. Like the whole being expands in these practices and in this pursuit. A person expands because our education, as I pointed out about Walt Disney, our education is so limited about ourselves and
Right.
about interacting with another or
Right.
others. So I came back to expansion through awareness. But it really, Tantra itself, the Sanskrit word means to weave. And I would say we weave body, mind, and spirit. And the practices involve breath, sound, and movement. They're very simple, but they're super profound.
Mm.
They take us on an inward journey before they would take us on an external journey. So
Wow. That's great.
that's my definition of it. Yeah.
Perfect. So some people can find their person easily. Some people can't. But it seems like when you find a person, it's hard to keep that going and to keep that
Yeah.
surviving. Tell us what we're missing there and what to look for and what to do.
Okay. So again, this has to do with some cultural messages, et cetera, about like being a woman or being a man. First of all, what I just defined as Tantra is really critical and important for people to find out who they really are and to fill their own well.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
being in love cannot work if we outsource the love to somebody else who we want to love us, but we don't love ourselves.
Yeah. So is everyone in their 20s for sure listening to this?
and 30s
And 30s
and even 40s.
because that's what we did in the beginning, right?
Yes.
You don't
We
make
were
me
taught
happy
that.
like so and so or whatever. I
Yes.
used to say things like you don't do what my sister does for me. And it's like, well, no.
Well, and seeking
You know?
validation from outside sources to
Yeah.
make us feel complete,
Yeah.
Can't
right?
do
We
it.
just crave it, we need it, but that's not what it's about.
Doesn't work.
Mhm.
Doesn't work at all. So in some of my courses, which have to do primarily with individuals, although some couples come to those, we teach boundaries, energy. What is my true yes? Can I actually say no? Could I say no without the fear of being rejected? Even if I am rejected, can I still stand in my no? Like, who am I? And what brings me happiness? And keeping my mouth shut when I mean no will get me into some more trauma, I guess, that I don't want to call to myself. So the first so in our courses with couples, we do courses that have couples and singles because they learn from each other. The first pillar is self-love. You have to be in love with yourself. Not like a
Not egotistically, but
yeah,
just
yeah, not what's the new
full of
buzzword? Oh,
yourself.
not narcissistic,
Yeah, exactly.
but enough self-involvement that I'm not outsourcing all my pleasure and all my hopes and all my dreams onto another person who can't possibly live up to that.
Yeah,
They can't do it for us even if they love us.
exactly.
Lori, I
Yeah.
have a question for you.
Yeah.
You're really making me think about this can be in relationships, this can be parent-child, this can be friends,
Yeah.
of people pleasers. Those who are truly people pleasers and they want to do well for others and they want to do all these nice things for those that they love in their lives, but then attached to that is this expectation that they'll receive it back. And when they don't, it all crumbles because that self-love is not there.
Right.
They're waiting for something in return to fill that cup. What would you say to those people who struggle with that?
Well, so you just opened up like two big cans of worms.
Yeah.
One,
Yeah.
Two more podcasts.
one is that women don't make direct requests very well. They hint and cajole. That's what they were taught. They're still being taught that. So, you know, that the ramifications of that go all the way into business, all the way into family, all the way into everything. So one, women don't make direct requests, and so And women have a pattern called expectation, disappointment, drama.
Mm.
So the thing you just described, so I teach about that. That's like the feminine pattern of the setup that never works. And um, so there's a lot to be said about that. One, we have to learn to make direct requests. And in order to do that, we have to know what pleases us and what we want. And most of the time, when I ask people, anybody, women and men, if you could have anything, what do you want?
Mhm.
They don't know.
Yeah.
So in my first book, in the Tantric Laws of Intimacy, I think chapter 2 or chapter 3 is called Please Yourself. Find out what pleases you by doing self research, so that when someone says to you, what do you want? What do you need? You could say, I want this, I need this, rather just than these are my boundaries, don't cross them. Like this is what I want, this is how I want to be related to, and these are the things that would satisfy me in my interaction with you, in my relating with you.
Yeah.
So it's big, it's very big what you just, I mean, that's like a whole disappointment, expectation, disappointment, drama is it's every song that
Totally.
you learned growing up and that I learned growing up. It doesn't matter as long as there's rock and roll and even before rock and roll. Every song was expectation, disappointment, drama, and codependency.
Codependency. We've
So
done some stuff on that, boy, I tell you what.
we are in the dark. We are flying blind when it
Yeah.
comes to relating to another human being. We just expect that glass slipper is going to come and we're going to be on a white horse and we're going to live happily ever after. We don't know how.
Yeah. Now, do you talk at all about soothing mechanisms for yourself? Because I think when I've been in a position lately where, trying to get comfortable with the discomfort of quiet, or maybe I'm not getting exactly what I need from someone in a text or something. And that little voice in my head comes crawling up, and maybe I feel like I want a Diet Pepsi or a treat or a distraction. And I try and talk myself down from that
Mm-hmm.
and say, okay, look, no, you don't know really what's happening. Just relax, soothe yourself, like take care of yourself. Because I don't think we've really learned to love each other or how to soothe ourselves.
No, we don't. So, okay, so my methods, they're highly, I think my methods are highly controversial.
Mm.
I'm a huge proponent of full on cathartic emotional release.
Mm.
Oh,
So
yes, you took us through this. You took us through this,
Yes.
didn't you?
I did.
I just did this last week.
You did? Oh, it was very interesting.
I have about 12 or 13 mechanisms that I teach people. Some are quieter than others, but
This
um,
one wasn't. We were like, ah.
right. So we were doing Osho's gibberish.
Okay, yes.
And yeah, I don't care. Like to me, I have to learn how to tend to myself. So once I let go of the angst, for me it was anger. So I had a lot of, I caused drama by starting fights or, being angry with people. And when I realized that nobody out there was making me angry, I had the anger. I didn't know why. I know why now, but I didn't know
Yeah.
why for years. I knew that I had to deal with it, with my own anger. So I didn't have like, oh, I had plenty of wine. You know?
Right.
Yes, I forgot
And
that
some
one.
of that made me angrier and angrier,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, so I have a full arsenal of emotional release techniques that I teach people, and I don't care which one or two. If I don't care if they don't like 10 of them, but they like two, they need to do two.
Yeah.
When you say controversial, do you mean that it's just so uncomfortable for people that they don't want any part of it? Or what does that word
Or
mean for
or
you?
is it
No,
illegal, Lori?
No, that's fair too.
no.
Tell us.
It's cathartic emotional release means it's big noise, it's big and loud, and some people's nervous systems
Mm,
don't like big and
I
loud
see.
because
Lemon.
of whatever they've been through. So
Sure.
in my workshops, I give them earplugs. I tell them they can go out onto the lawn and do it while
Mm,
everybody else is inside doing it. Like I give people the space they need so that
mhm.
other people's stuff won't overlap them.
Yeah.
Right.
Some people, when they're very, a lot of people, in the old days, I used to say, who is empathic? And, one or two people would raise their hands. Now everyone raises
Of
their hand.
course.
So I don't know if they're all empathic
Of
or
course,
not.
everyone is.
That everybody now is trauma informed. So I don't know. All I know is my skills work. People get to a place where they can be neutral.
Yeah. So going to that place of neutrality in a
And
soothing mechanism, which might be
yeah,
interesting to maybe tag in this episode, maybe some links to some ideas where people can get an idea, whether that's your website or something on how to do
I
that. And it's very woo-woo to some people, right?
it is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
I
care.
mean, it
I'm
doesn't
not
mean
ve-
get out
I
of
don't
your comfort zone
Yeah,
for
sure, but
sure.
that's
I
good.
don't consider myself very woo at all, even though like I'm in the realm of spirituality and sexuality.
Mm,
Yeah.
I'm the like of many of my colleagues, I consider myself to be the most tied to the earth.
Yeah.
I say to people, I am not woo, and then people say to me, you are woo.
You
So
are
I don't
woo. Yeah. You're
care.
woo.
I
No.
don't care. I also cajole people into transformation. Like I make them laugh at themselves.
yeah,
Gotta laugh at yourself.
that's part of
Even
the
during sex.
that's part of the healing
Gotta
Oh
laugh.
yeah,
process.
you have to. Well, that's part of your expression.
That's right.
Yes, exactly. So let's talk about some fun things related to sex. You good with that, Mindy, or did you have another
Yeah, well,
question?
well, I was going to actually just make sure that we were talking about the couples and
Yeah.
maintaining the relationships so
Yes.
that it didn't
Yeah.
bring into extinction
Yeah.
what you started with of
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah.
get
I
get us
also
back on
wanted
track.
I wanted to say the exact name of the course because it's not. So our tagline is couples are an endangered species.
Oh,
But that's not the name of the course. The course's name is Extraordinary Lovers.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
Extraordinary
Perfect.
Lovers
Let's go with that.
Experience. And what it is to be an extraordinary lover is a little extra.
Okay, now what do you mean by extra? Come on, Lori, give it to us.
Ordinary is fighting, arguing, being
Okay.
right, being like my parents, being like my rock and roll songs. That's ordinary. Being like Hollywood, and that's ordinary. Extra is I'm going to create oxytocin in my partner because I can. And I'm going to do it on purpose. And I'm going to put extra effort into that rather than cortisol. Really, it's chemistry.
Right, right. So
But
is
it's
that
not chemistry like what we talked about before we went on air. Like
right,
we talked about the chemistry of trauma that leads us to the same partner over and over and over and over again.
right.
No, it's chemistry and the chemicals that we're producing in each other's brains and systems. And I could say that thing and I know it's going to produce cortisol, or I could say something else and say, we can talk about this. How can we return to love? And I can reduce oxytocin.
Yeah. And I came from a background where we over communicated. So I have felt so many years like I should be able to communicate everything I'm thinking. And I've learned that that is not okay. I've also learned that I'm a very curious person, but it's okay for my curiosity to be not be answered all the time. And I
Right.
think we've talked about this a little bit on the
Excellent.
podcast.
Right.
That's excellent. Curiosity, by the way, is a really good stance to come from when we're relating to another person that we love. Like being curious about what just happened rather than, you always,
Yeah.
do you know?
Yeah. So in the beginning of a relationship, right, you're discovering each other's
Hmm.
bodies. It's fun, it's great. Maybe you're doing something for the first time together that you've done with nobody else. It's fabulous. And then when is that turning point when you have to really start watching the cortisol versus the oxytocin?
Mhm,
Good.
mhm.
It's a great question. I say that I I I want the person to be in love with me, not with my mask or my pretend me or the me that I'm showing to the world right now that doesn't see the real me. So I want to be in love with the real person, and I want the person who's in love with me to be in love with the real me. So very early in a relationship, it's really important to have boundaries.
Okay.
Very and early in a relationship, it's really important to vet somebody and see if your values match.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
not
That's it right there. Yep.
That's chemistry, but that's a
Yeah.
different chemistry than, oh, this person's physique is my type, or
Right.
this person, that's a different thing operating. That's a whole other thing.
And Lori,
So
it's so interesting because most women, in particular at least, never take the time to inventory their values. What are my values? I don't
mm,
Yeah.
in my 20s and 30s, I didn't even know what they were. I never gave it a thought. And I know a lot of women don't. And so,
Yeah.
therefore, we're not making decisions based on our values because we don't even know what those are.
And they change over time.
they do change over time. Also, well, they say, I'm just trying to think of the exact statement. It's something about women make a business deal in
Mm.
terms of like who they, in the,
Will they be a
there's
good father?
Yeah, will this person's genetics be a good father? Will they
Yeah.
be a good provider?
Yeah.
I don't want my
I
kids to
was- Those are
what?
the questions I was asking.
Oh, I'm glad that was my
Oh,
question.
Lori. Oh my God.
Well, when I'm in a relationship with someone for about 7 months, and I brought something up to him that was kind of affecting me from my past relationship, and I knew that. I called it out. And I spoke what I wanted to say, and this really concerns me, blah, blah, blah. And he looked at me and said, I will, and I do bring it up when I think it needs to be brought up. And then he looked at me and he said, what do you need from me, love?
That's a beautiful
And
response.
then
That's like
boundaries is you're talking about, you know, and putting me not in my place, but putting me in my place in the sense of this is yours, this is mine, and what do you need from me to feel safe, basically. And my eyes welled up with tears. And I'm not a crier at all. And he said, are you crying? And I said, I think I am. Because no one's ever done that so beautifully, so healthily, because we are both strong women. And we don't want a man just to, or a person in our life to just, happy life, happy wife type of feeling. I hate that saying.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, that one.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
dyslexic, yeah. We don't want that.
but there is something to that.
No, there is.
Yeah. We want someone to challenge us and have it be a communication back and forth that, we aren't always right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really good that you said those things, and it's really great what he said back.
Yeah.
I would have said to him, "Who trained you?"
Mm-hmm.
Because that's someone who's trained to
That's
ask.
right. That's right.
It could be where you live. Do you live near Boulder?
No, no.
Oh.
But I mean, we are in
I
the Pacific
don't.
Northwest.
We're in the Pacific
so,
Northwest.
Oh, you're in the Pacific. Okay, so you're in a very trained area.
Yes.
in a sense,
But
we
I
are.
mean, literally, though, I have not heard that from any
Yeah.
person other than like maybe a therapist, really,
Mm-hmm.
which is a good question. But he relates a lot to his mom and dad and he has a lot of self-worth. And
That's
obviously,
awesome.
and he's not perfect, and I'm not perfect,
Mm-hmm.
emotionally, physically, whatever. but he doesn't make excuses for it. Anyway, enough
I
about
love it. I love that he said
yeah.
that. I mean, he may also be familiar with nonviolent communication, so
Yes.
that's a very adequate response to what do you need? And here's the thing we would say, and I don't know, I'm trying to think about where my husband got this from. I'm going to say he got it from Alison Armstrong, who
Mm,
does a lot of stuff on men and women.
yes, I was going to ask you what your thoughts on that.
Oh, I love Allison, but I've when I had a podcast, she was on my show. She's awesome.
Really? Oh,
So she would say, certify your partner, meaning like when he said, what do you need from me, love? That's like, certify me in knowing how to be with you.
okay. So
When
take
I'm this, like my husband asked me this, if I'm pissed off at something, I'm going on, he says to me, because I don't want to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. So he'll say to me, how do you need me to listen? Do
mm-hmm.
you need me to come up with any kind of solutions, or do
Yeah.
you need me to just hold the bucket?
That's right.
And I'm trying to get better at asking that question to others because I'm a fix it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's so
So,
good for
yeah,
parents.
so that's so good. But he's trained. When the
Right.
first time he said to me something like that, I said to him, who trained you? And he said to me, Alison Armstrong. And I went, oh,
Yep.
that's great.
There you go.
So let's take a moment. Allison Armstrong is the author of The Queen's Code,
Yes,
right? And I just got her book and I'm reading it. And that book is not cheap. Like it's not a 9.99 on Amazon. This thing is 36 bucks paper book. And you can't get it on Audible. And I was like, damn it, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. And I have heard from people that it is life changing in their relationships. And
it
before we
is.
get out of this honeymoon period, I want to know the Queen's Code because,
Wonderful. Wonderful. You're doing something really, really wonderful. And I would encourage you to consider coming to Extraordinary Lovers also,
yeah,
Mm.
because there's a lot of stuff that we do that comes from her, and then also stuff that we've created.
yeah,
It's better to get training, I say, in a newer relating than in one that's been going on for 40 years, because you're not set in your ways of arguing and
yes,
posturing, etc.
Yep.
I like to tell people to come before you hit the bumps.
Nice.
well,
And
Nice.
you
you're
don't
gonna
have
hit
the
you're
baggage.
gonna hit bumps.
Yeah, right.
So, Lori, with a little bit of time left, I want to go back to the sex piece of this conversation.
Yeah,
For couples who were so excited and enthralled with each other at the beginning for however long that honeymoon phase lasts sexually, to then they're married for a while or they've been dating for a while and that slump begins. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait, whatever happened? Why do we not have
yeah.
intimacy in our relationship anymore? Or if we do, it's seldom. Why does that happen and how can we respond to that so that it's positive?
Many things
Okay.
cause it.
Great.
Let's say a few things cause it. One, boredom, same routine in bed every single time.
Right.
Boring lover. I'm going to tell on men. Men don't learn how to do sex from each other. They don't talk about it.
Mm.
They learn from porn. We're not porn stars, so they don't know what to do. And there's a cosmic joke. When men are really excited, they speed up. And when women are really excited, they want
Exactly.
everything to slow down. And
Exactly.
so that's a cosmic joke right there. And no one tells them that. And if you or I tell them that in an intimate moment, they get all butthurt. So, yeah, so that's one thing. Boredom, like just not knowing how to actually, like, they once had, you must have seen this. They had this thing, they said women's sexuality, no, men's sexuality, like a light switch on, off. And they showed women's sexuality like an airplane, the control panels in an airplane.
Totally.
Like, so,
We can be a puzzle to
Oh,
figure out,
man.
right?
so that's okay. So one thing is that. Two is transitions, life changes,
Yeah.
have a child, raise the child, grow the child up, the child leaves, that's another big transition. Peri and menopause, huge transition. Death of
Parents
a
being,
parent,
mhm,
huge transition. So
lose a
uh,
job.
yeah, job transitions, that those things all affect sex.
Sure.
These things affect sex. These are instant
Yeah,
dopamine hits.
absolutely.
She's holding
So
up her phone if
Yeah.
anyone's just listening.
yeah.
Yep.
Um, okay, okay, then there's an overall, okay, because we've all grown up in the patriarchy. I'm not like gonna go into a whole patriarchy thing here, but because we have, women don't feel safe anywhere, like really walking down the street, driving their car, going into a place by themselves, traveling alone, so many things. And when we select someone to be with, we usually select them because they feel safer than others. Hopefully, we select them based on that. And then it turns out that the way they speak to us, or the way they are, or something happens, and we start accumulating not safe, not safe, not safe, not safe. And we don't know how to talk about that because we don't really know that it's happening.
That's right.
And we don't know how to tell them, I'm with you because I feel safe.
Yeah.
And when you speak to me like that, I don't feel safe, and my body's reacting to that.
Oh
My
my gosh,
body's
I wish I
having a
had those words.
Right.
my body's having a physical response
Yeah.
of turn off because
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel I'm in survival now. I'm not in sexy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that happens a lot.
And don't they say that like foreplay for women starts the beginning of the day and goes through? It's like, it's the soft touches, it's the sweet words, it's the good morning text, but when you have the unkind attitude or things like that,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
out the
And
window.
we teach couples daily rituals so that, and we teach them also to make daily rituals up so
I
that
like that.
there's always a good start to the day and always a good end to the day, no matter what. It's not the same thing as never go to sleep
Oh,
angry.
yeah, angry.
It's
Yeah.
not that. It's
Right.
it's really that no matter what, we are going to return to love, and we're going to have a small ritual before we say goodnight.
That's awesome.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that.
We are out of time for this episode, but I want people to be able to find you, Lori.
Yeah,
And I want to make
Wonderful.
sure that we follow up with you on another episode because this
for
is
sure.
unbelievably helpful. So
Thank
where can
you.
everyone find you?
They can find me at lauriehandlers.com.
And that's with an S at the end.
As
S
at the end,
S.
Handlers.
handlers, yes. They can find me at extraordinarylovers.com.
Mm, everyone out
They
there.
can find me on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and they can Google me. What I want to say to you is I would be happy to send you a link
Mm.
to one of my YouTube videos about emotional release.
Yes, please do, and we'll go ahead and throw
Yeah,
that on our.
that'd be
Yeah.
perfect. We'll throw that on there.
But also, we've been having a whole bunch of webinars on Extraordinary Lovers, and I'd love to be able to give you that link. We have like free webinars
Yeah, I would love that.
where people can come and get an idea of this is what we're addressing. Is this for you, whether you're single or coupled? Is your picker broken if you're single? And if you're coupled, are you just frozen
Mm.
in some war that you didn't even start? Can you return to love? We'll show you how.
Perfect.
Awesome.
I love it.
Thank you
Awesome.
so much, Lori.
You're such an inspiration, and it would be
Thank
so
you.
fun to be at one of her workshops,
Yes,
wouldn't
yes,
It
yes.
will, if it's not fun, I don't do it.
it? Right.
I love that.
100%. 100%.
Cheers to you.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
Lori.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Talk
Thanks
soon.
so much, both. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.